They're certainly winning. Second in the East, Clippers. Third in the West, the team that they're facing. They just lost to the Atlanta Hawks without Trae Young. That's because they didn't have Patrick Beverley, Paul George, or Kawhi Leonard, who all sat that one out. Paul George not going to play tonight. Patrick Beverley doubtful, and Kawhi Leonard expected to play. What do you expect from the Clippers?
Well, hopefully they bounce back. Obviously, they're still learning because the way the new NBA is, you're trying to, reserve legs, make sure your superstars are ready to go for the long haul. But, Sam, the big picture is when do we get to a point where you say, we need to get these guys. Now, obviously, Paul George out with the hamstring. That's the true injury, where some of the load management crosses over, back-to-backs, things of that nature. I'm a little bit concerned, but I don't want to overthink it because we know the continuity will kick in because they're willing to play defense. But I want to see these guys on the floor as much as possible before that term kicks in when you start fighting for a true playoff spot.
When Dwayne Wade and LeBron got together in Miami, it took them a while before Dwayne Wade went to LeBron and said, look, man,
go take over.
I know I've been here, but you get the most talented player. Yeah. At some point, the Clippers going to have to come together and say, look, Kawhi, I know PG going to look, man, go play.
Right.
I would figure out how to play with you. That's the thing, and that's the thing in New Orleans with Zion. Everybody should just tell Zion, go play.
Play, yes.
Because Kawhi, Zion, they're not selfish players. So what I would say to them is, God, you just go play, and the way that you play, we will figure out how to play with you because they're not selfish. It's easy to learn to play with a guy that can do this, and that's as efficient as those guys are. They're not taking 30 shots a game.
So, as you just shed some light on, there have been reports about dissent within the Clippers locker room, that Doc Rivers had to chastise Montrezl Harrell, that guys are not getting along. And then some of the Clippers players, Patrick Beverley, tweeted, like, that's not the case. That's not true. Fake news is actually what he tweeted.
Hold on. I'm so sick of this fake news stuff. What do they think? Reporters just wake up in the morning and tell lies? Because that's what you're saying. You're calling people in their professional capacity a liar. Okay, that's not to be played. That's not a game anymore. This is people's livelihood. And I know people in the media. They don't wake up in the morning and invent stories because their stuff have to be fact-checked, unlike NBA players. Nobody fact-check the stuff that comes out of their mouth. So let's stop all this fake news crap. Once and for all.
So what do you make of the reports that there's dissension within the Clippers locker room?
There's somebody in there. If there's 12 guys in the locker room, 3 guys within that 15 guys, you bring a guy from the G League, two-way player, somebody has told somebody something to say the truth. Point. Nobody's just going to make it up because if you keep making up stuff, you normally get bit on it. So someone has told one, and it's kind of starting to fester a little bit.
So how do they fix that? Trying to make a championship run with 2 guys, your 2 best players, haven't played a lot together, and we are now past the halfway point of the season.
If I'm Doc Rivers, I would ask those Clippers players before Paul George and Kawhi came, what the best we were able to accomplish. We got patted on the back because we figeorge 8th.
Because y'all got 1 win, right? You got one win.
And got 1 win in the playoff, 8th. You got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and when them 2 joined the team, the Vegas people gave you the odds to win it all. Hush. Play your role. Do your job. People are talking about you more than they've ever talked about the Clippers in their history. Embrace that and let those 2 guys do their job, and y'all just come play and be ancillary players. And if everything works out right, 3D, collect your money and your rings as you exit.
And it bothers me, Chris, because if you've done your homework and paid attention, they both wanted to come to the Clippers because they had Lou Williams, they had Montrezl, they had the most potent, bench in basketball. They had made the AFC with what they had, and now you're bringing in 2 perennial All-Stars and one's a champion, and you don't want to play with that? So, to your question, somebody, who that somebody is, obviously we don't know yet, but that's why little stuff starts to leak out in that situation.
Man, Paul George and Kawhi are not going anywhere.
No.
So
no.
If your name is not Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, everybody else on that roster is expendable except for those 2 guys. And it's just amazing to me, man. Jealousy. That's the thing that breaks teams apart. That little green-eyed mustard jealousy. Well, he's getting more touches. He don't have to play tonight. He don't have to do this. Dude, understand who and what you are. The reason I played until I was 40, because I knew who I was in the NBA. That's the best thing a coach, knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. That's the best thing a coach wants from his players.
It sounds like we're talking about that Boston Celtics team from last year. This year, it seems like the chemistry issues, we don't hear a single word out of them. Gordon Hayward having a good season, bounce back, looking healthy. Tonight, Jason Tatum is out with a groin injury. Enes Kanter out with a hip injury. Jaylen Brown is a game-time decision. So a lot might be on the shoulders of that guy, Gordon Hayward. You're watching Game Time, presented by Kia.